How did you lose your YouTube again? What?
I gotta tell. Are we doing this for the podcast or no?
No, okay, we'll talk
Are
about
we
it.
or no?
No, we can talk.
I
Okay.
have water, but I don't.
Oh no!
Well, I brought this.
We gotta stay hydrated.
You brought this?
I brought this.
I guess you came talking without no hydration. Hey.
I always need water everywhere I go. I always.
All right, welcome back to another episode, Elhadjtv Connect. I was about to say I'm your co-host, but I'm your host.
No, this
Have my boy Phil here.
What's up, guys?
I have my girl Shira.
Hey.
And yeah, so tell me the juice. What's going on? Nah, I'm joking.
Tell me the tea.
But,
Okay, what camera are we looking into?
I mean, that's kind of
Look at
like,
each other,
yeah.
This is like your camera if you want to.
Okay, because I'm gonna look at y'all too.
But you want to look at the camera?
I'm gonna look at them too, and I got some stuff to say.
You got some stuff to say? All right, so we can do this. I'm gonna let everyone kind of introduce themselves. I guess that's better.
Okay.
So you can go ahead and introduce yourself.
Oh, we not going around the room?
We can go ahead, Phil. You first.
Ladies first, come on.
Hey y'all, my name is Shira Monea. You guys could catch me on YouTube, Instagram at Beautiful Shira Monea. Check me out. I got some series. I got some stuff popping, and a few extra surprises.
Okay.
If you nosy.
We're always nosy, especially here.
Okay, I like nosy.
That's good. All right, Phil.
Yeah, I'm Phil Flock, cinematographer, visual effects artist, and been working in the film industry for like 12 years now. I do have a YouTube channel. I'm making lots of tutorials when it comes to visual effects and filmmaking. So if you guys are interested, go check it out.
Yes,
Yeah.
Phil is really
And of
out.
course, a cinematographer of Elhadjtv.
Period.
All right. So welcome, guys.
Thank you.
I'm excited about this episode today. Actually, it's the first episode we did. I mean, we are doing with like 3 people.
Okay.
Ideally, this is kind of like the route I'm hoping to get more people. It's not an interview really; it's more dialogue. So, yeah. So first things first, Shira, actress, model,
Yes.
and
Singer.
What you sing?
Dancer.
Dancer. I've never seen you sing.
Entertainer.
I've never seen you dance.
I've never seen you sing.
Really? Oh, because y'all just pay attention to Instagram too much. Y'all gotta get to know me more.
Really? No, because we could have definitely done a role with you singing.
Really?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm learning. All my friends can sing. I learned
Yeah.
somebody else can sing.
Yeah. I've been singing first. Like that's like that's number 1 for me. It's like singing, acting, dancing, writing, doing choreography, like stuff like that. It goes in order like that.
When did you start acting?
When I was like 12, I
So
used to
like-
do like little
So
commercials.
like 6 years
and-
ago?
Shut up. Oh, he's so sweet. Y'all heard that? But yeah, I started acting when I was younger and I always like loved it. But it was always like so easy to me and so natural to me. I just felt like, okay, this is something that I love to do, but singing was a challenge. So for some reason I like a challenge. So I was just like, I'm just gonna focus on my singing career more. Got signed to DMX, and it did not work out like I thought it was.
You got
so-
signed to DMX?
Yeah, when I was 22.
You were signed to DMX?
Yes, I did a talent show at the convention center, and it was like a lineup. It was a panel with Disney. I think it was MTV at the time, DMX label. Was VH1 out yet? I'm not sure. But it was a panel, right? And like, I was too much for Disney. They wasn't feeling me, so. But MTV reached out and DMX reached out. Well, he wasn't there. His team was there. So yeah, when I performed, his team was there. So they reached out to me. I went to the studio. And I got signed to them, and I got signed to their modeling company called Puppy Love, which is so embarrassing to say, Puppy Love. But yeah, so they got me into urban modeling. Like I was a little baby. I wasn't even like, I was nervous to like wear lingerie and stuff. Yeah, I was not ready. My mom was pissed.
Really?
She was so mad. She was like, why do they have you modeling? You're supposed to be doing music and in the studio. And yeah, it was a big thing. But yeah, That's how I really got my foot in the door with like hosting clubs and stuff, because I still host clubs. But I learned from them.
I'm highly offended right now because I've learned so much about
You never knew?
with this, and I never knew any of this. Like
Sorry.
I've never knew any of this.
A lot of my friends don't know. Like, it's weird.
But we talk so much when we on set before we start shooting.
I know, but when am I gonna randomly be like, yeah, I was signed to DMX?
I mean, I would definitely be like, hey, listen, I was signed to Drake, or if I let it know if I
God.
was. I'm like, what?
Right when I meet you, hey y'all, I was signed to.
I just want to let you know.
No, I mean,
Oh, that's cool.
you're gonna find out a lot about me. That's how we learn more about each other as friends, you know? It's always stuff to learn.
What about you? Like, what made you get into like filming?
I was, back in the days, I was a personal trainer, and I kind of got sick of talking about biceps and six packs all day and every day. It's like you have the same conversations with the same clients, sometimes different clients, but it's still the same conversations. I just got sick of it. And filmmaking was always like some kind of hobby of mine. Back in the days, I was like doing those flips and stuff. And I always recorded those and, you know, cut them together and put them online. That was like kind of my thing before YouTube even existed. You know? We had our own little website, and every Thursday there was a new video. It was just for us. It was basically just a diary of our progress. Really. So I was doing that all the time, and eventually we were like, hey, let's make a little fight video, you know? And so we started choreographing something and, you know, editing together like a little short film. Obviously it was trash, you know? But I wasn't thinking much of it, you know? It was just hobby. And then when I turned 21, I came to LA to visit my brother who was living here, and he was working in Hollywood, and he showed me around the Hollywood studios, and I was like, what, this is a career? People actually do this? That's crazy. I can do this, you know? So once I got back home, I just quit my job, you know, bought a camera, and I started filming, making one short film a week, like taking it more seriously. Yeah. Was doing that for like a year until I felt ready to get hired for work.
That's cool.
I love that. That's beautiful.
I mean, look at you now.
Taking a chance. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, and the thing is, goals just changed throughout time, because my biggest goal was like, hey, I want to be a filmmaker in Hollywood, produce for some producers and directors and stuff like that. But once I got there, fast forward 10 years later, I realized this is not my passion. My passion is making my own little things. Exactly what I was doing in the beginning. Exactly. This is where the fun is at, you know, independent productions, or you shoot with friends, you know. This is what is exciting. Not being on a set with like hundreds of people. Everybody has like one task, you know, but nobody's really doing nothing. Yeah. And there's no magic in that, you know. It's just a working machine. You know? I don't like that about the industry.
Yeah. I like that. Got to keep the passion in it.
I feel that. I think I feel the same. I think I do like the intimate idea of the way we create, because everything is so tight in versus having to deal with so many people. I like that better. Now, me too. It is a little more, I feel like, stressful doing that because you got so many hats on. Right. But I think I like that better too. Like when it's more intimate, you kind of feel like you have more control of what you're actually working on.
That's true.
Yeah, so I like that.
I feel like I like that more if I'm doing my own projects, like you guys said. But if I'm acting on somebody else's set, I like it more to be like the production. Yeah. Because sometimes I don't want to wear all those hats. Yeah. Like, you know, I just want to come in, know my lines, do what I got to do, look cute. Yeah. Hair and makeup.
More comfortable.
You know, sometimes I just want to do that. Yeah. Like, you know.
You know, when I show up for Elhadjtv shoots or other shoots, my job is to make sure the actors look good. That's all I have to care about. I don't have to care about the scripts, makeup, none of that. Yeah. They have to look good. The lighting has to be on point. And tomorrow I'm having my own shoot, and I don't do that often. And I feel nervous again, as if I was doing that for the first time. I gotta make sure the actors are okay, that everybody's happy, everybody's fed.
Everybody like, show up.
Yeah, and people have to show up. Like location, I hope we're not gonna get kicked out, you know. And this nervousness comes because usually it's none of my business. I just show up, do my work, get paid, you know. I don't care, you know? But tomorrow, this is my thing, and everybody's doing me a favor, so I feel bad about it, you know.
Right.
It's interesting.
Well, I can't say I can relate to both of y'all because I'm always wearing 50 hats.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I'm over here like, I wish I could go to that sometime. Somebody need to invite me to their shoot.
I know.
And for you, it's very
It's
rare
like, I'm
that you
inviting
show
you.
up somewhere, you shoot for them, or you help them out. It's like back in the days, you did the more often collaborations and whatnot.
Yeah.
Not in a long time, right?
Yeah.
So you don't have this.
The luxury
I
of,
just show up and
Right.
just say the lines you tell me to say, and then you go home.
a lot of times I'm like opening somebody's door while I'm telling somebody else where to park while I'm making sure we have SD cards while I'm making sure. So it's like, yeah, but like I say, I still like it better. I feel like it gives me more control of what I'm doing. So ultimately it's a lot of pressure and stress, but like it becomes routine and you just,
Yeah.
second nature.
It does.
Yeah. So, Shira.
Yes. What? Doing a Shira's there?
I've Googled your network.
Okay. We on networks.
I did.
Yeah, what's up?
No, I'm not. I didn't Google your network.
No, you
I should have
already
threw
said
a
it.
number though. I should have threw a number and see if you'll commit to it. Because I'm quick to say somebody.
Excuse me.
I heard you got like millions. But no,
You
so,
heard I have millions?
yeah, I heard you got millions.
The last time you asked me, you didn't say millions.
What did I say, millions?
You said something else.
I said millions.
You was like, oh, you up there 100,000 or something. And then you were like,
I didn't downplay you. 100,000. I don't even think you would touch 100K.
I think you said something, I don't know, but millions with an S?
Millions.
I would say I touched a million.
Yeah.
I don't know about millions.
Yeah.
On the way.
Uh-huh.
And billion on the way.
Well, what do you think about
As
the state? How you feel about the state of entertainment right now? The way it's going, like, because I remember 3 years ago, people was more so like when I first, because I moved here like 6 years ago, right? When I first moved here, social media, people was more familiar with Instagram and stuff like that, YouTube. Some people knew, some people didn't know. But if you knew you could make money off YouTube, you did YouTube.
Right.
You know. And then I remember people would still create content and still focus on going to auditions and booking and doing headshots and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I see that now. What do you think?
I think people are still doing it, but it's just like more low key now. Like, because I still go on auditions, I still do my headshots, I still do all of that. And I've been doing that for years, like, you know, but for a while I stopped that and I was just like, you know what? I think I'm just gonna focus on my content and what I'm doing and, you know, just be my own investor for like my music. When I want to get back to my music, I'm like, let me just focus on my bag right now. Like, you know, but at the end of the day, I still want to audition and put myself out there because you never know. So a lot of people are not talking about it anymore. Like back then, back then people would talk about it and be like, oh, I'm auditioning for this or I'm doing this. But now you can't really talk about your blessings.
It's not a conversation.
You know why?
Why?
Because you can't talk about your blessings before they happen. Because it's a lot of people, it's a lot of people out here that's not rooting for you, you know? And it's like they act like they're rooting for you, but they're not. So you really don't want to put stuff out in the universe until you're confirmed, until you know it's happening, you know? So I think a lot of people started feeling like, okay, maybe I should just chill and not really tell anybody, and then when it happens I'm gonna pop out and then I'm and then people can celebrate you that supports you. But yeah, I think that became a thing too.
Okay.
But for me, I know that's the thing for me personally.
Yeah.
And then just focusing on my own craft, my own stuff. Right. I think that's where it is now because social media has gone to a different extent. It's not really about TV anymore. Nobody is paying for cable anymore. Yeah. So it's literally like YouTube, this, that, like everything is.
Like you want to book for like either maybe a streaming platform like a Hulu or Netflix.
Right.
Or something maybe on the big screen. That's like how I see it now.
Yeah. If it's not a streaming platform, it has to be the big screen.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because TV is not it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's true.
And everything becomes like subscription based.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, right?
Like they did the movie passes. I don't know if you remember that. Like 6 years ago, you could subscribe to a movie pass. You pay $20 a month.
I remember
and you can watch as many movies as you want. You know?
What? I didn't
Until
know
they
that.
realized they're losing too much money, so they toned it down to like 3 movies a month or so. But that's where it started, you know.
Yeah.
Like Netflix, obviously through COVID, it blew up too.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's very interesting because like I moved out here to do filmmaking, right? And I've seen it change so much. And I remember originally when I first moved out here, I was hoping to secure a job with like editing studios. I didn't know how to edit, but I was down to like learn how to edit and kind of get a job like that. And if I was making like $80K a year, I'm satisfied, right? I couldn't get that. So then I realized the best thing for me to do is kind of create content, right? Because I was already creating content, but I wasn't creating like skits or the stuff I'm doing now. I was doing like pranks.
That's content.
Right, but like that was in film content to me. It was more like I'm just creating viral, trying to go viral type content.
People love that though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I started doing the whole skits, and skits, obviously I felt like that's when I found the relation with skits being related to film, because the style has to be somewhat similar, right? With the way you shoot and edit and even come up with stories. Fast forward, I get myself caught up in the social media world. Like I don't even care to be doing anything with studios.
Yeah.
Like I'm like social media is kind of helping me get to the next level, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like also now seeing people like Jordan Peele doing it, because Jordan Peele did a lot of YouTube before he actually, I mean maybe what, Comedy Central and YouTube?
Yeah.
Before becoming this guy who he is today, right?
Right.
So I'm like, maybe I could take that route too.
Yeah.
And then and I think that's kind of like how it went for me. But even then, it's like the direction changes all the time, because social media also is now, I think, competing with like streaming platforms. I don't even think it's competing with social media anymore. Like they want to be streaming. Like I look at YouTube, like I think YouTube is not in competition with TikTok, although they want to make sure they don't lose that audience that TikTok has. But I think they're trying to like compete with like a Netflix.
Yeah, I can see that.
I feel like they're trying to go with the Hulu Netflix competition, because I think
they a lot more movies, free movies.
Exactly, right.
Right.
And
it's
I
funny
think
that you say that, because actors now compete with influencers for roles. You know?
oh, that's true. I didn't think about
That's crazy. And it's a lot of artists. Okay, I don't want to really speak this, but I just auditioned for a role, and like I'm up against artists. Like rappers and singers. I'm like, can y'all give us a chance? Like, damn. Yeah. Give me my little lane. You stay in that lane for a little bit, because I'm going to come over to that lane anyway. But I'm just like, can we just like stay in a lane for a little bit and give people like the opportunity to just shine? And maybe people just want to act or not sing.
But the thing about actors that you may see on television, like actual actors that don't do social media or influencers, is also just like us, you know, because social media is not a guaranteed thing at all. It's like one day you monetize, the next day you're not, you know?
I know. Scary.
And the same thing with actors. You can book a job today that pays you well and go for about however it goes for. And then that job's finished and you're struggling to book the next job, which makes sense why they would trying to, you know, still consistently also. Like look at The Rock. He does every movie.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, and his explanation was, bro, this is a job. Like, you know? Yeah. So it makes sense.
He's good at it too.
Yeah, so, but now everybody's an entrepreneur. It's like, it's the push now. Because even I feel like regular jobs are entrepreneur. Like doing Lyft or Uber, it's almost like you work on your own time. It's like you're an entrepreneur for the company. You know what I'm saying?
But you get to be your own boss.
Exactly.
Schedule your own life.
Yeah. So that's the way things are going.
Yeah.
And to me, it's just so interesting how like having a 9-to-5 is no longer. Well, it is a 9-to-5, but it's not a traditional.
It's more than that. You know it from yourself. It's you're not start working at 9, stop at 5, because you're still thinking of ideas or writing them down. Edit in the middle of the night. You know, it's really 24/7.
It is 24/7. Yeah. I feel like our job is harder than a 9-to-5, Because on the weekends, we could be like, oh, our mind is running. Like, well, let me do this, let me do that.
But
like,
we're also happier.
I know,
And
yeah, we're happy.
Potentially we make more money. Not necessarily, but potentially.
Yeah. Most of the time we do. We make more money.
Do you tell people to do social media? Like if somebody was to ask you and say, hey, I want to start social media, would you recommend that they start it, or what's your take on that?
It depends on the person. I feel like if the person is dedicated to like doing content already, like TikToks or something like that, if I see something like that in them, then I'll be like, yeah, you should do it. And then I'll give them tips and pointers and tell them to stay consistent. And like, I always do that for people. Like I'll be looking out for people. And I feel like I will lead them in the right direction towards what they're good at, like what they like to do. I'm not going to lead them in a direction where it's what I'm doing and they need to follow my blueprint. Like, no, like I'll be like, maybe you should do YouTube videos, or maybe you should do reels, or maybe that should like, that'll boost you. And if this is something that you really want to do. But if not, if I feel like that person is too shy, or if they just, not to be mean, but if they don't have the talent, then I'm not going to recommend. Unless I would recommend them to do like vlogs on YouTube or something like that. Because I feel like anybody could do mukbangs and vlogs and things like that. But a podcast, that's hard to do too. You have to really know how to talk to people and like know what you're doing and things like that. So, but I would recommend it for sure.
Yeah.
Because it's a chance for you to be free mentally and just be your own boss and don't have to like have anybody over you telling you what to do. Like no one likes that. Nobody even likes that with their parents. Why would you like that with the boss? You know? So I just feel like, yeah, I would recommend, highly recommend.
The thing is like the term YouTuber, to me personally, it's always been like an insult, you know? It's like, I come from traditional filmmaking, and I'm a director. I directed huge commercials, you know? And now you're calling me a YouTuber. It's like, it felt like an insult, but now, a few years in the future, it's like, I would rather be a YouTuber, being my own boss, creating my own content on my own terms.
That part.
Than being a little bitch, can I say that here? Being a little bitch for those big producers, you know?
Right.
Being a
Seriously,
little
Phil.
puppet, you know? And
Yeah.
it's like so much more fulfilling, you know?
It is.
And then you're so close to your audience, you know?
Right.
You have those people in the comments who watch every of your videos, and it's like you can talk to them. And a Brad Pitt cannot talk to his audience or being like, oh, thank you for watching.
That part.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's another thing with the audience. I have people that has been following me from all different types of apps for over 10 years. And I'm just like, y'all still here?
They're still here.
Like, y'all see my growth. Like, that's beautiful. Yeah. Like, they've been around since I was at my mom's house. Wow. And then they saw me move into this apartment, and they're still here.
Because
I just love that.
People follow you religiously, just like people follow a reality TV show. They want to see what's happening with them.
Exactly. Know? That's beautiful. I love that.
Yeah, that's true. You from LA?
Born and raised.
It's hard. It's rare to meet that actually. To meet people from out here.
It is.
You know that? That's crazy.
It's so weird because even with me being born and raised here, everybody that I meet, like in the industry, in our industry, nobody is really from Cali.
Nobody's from here that
like,
I know.
What the fuck? Like, did people just give up from Cali and was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go somewhere else. But you know what? That happens sometimes for people. Like, say if I would move to Atlanta. Or even though it's not that far, but Atlanta or Houston, and I start my career there, or New York, I would more than likely blow up there faster because people here are going to support me because I'm not home anymore. And then they're rooting for me more instead of looking at me like I'm a competition.
I agree with that.
I left. So they like rooting for me more. And then people over there are like, who is this girl from LA? Who is she? Like, you know? So maybe I might need to do that.
That's a crazy thing, though. Like, think about it. You're from LA, West US. You're from West Africa. I'm from Europe. Like, what are the odds that we would be sitting on this couch right now? You know? Thanks to social media, really.
That's beautiful.
No, it is. It's very interesting how we're all connected now.
Yeah.
And it's always interesting because it's for me. Like I meet people, like it's rare to meet people that are from here. And when you do meet people that are from here, they're not really doing entertainment.
Yeah,
like,
they're not.
They don't care for entertainment.
They're not.
Like the people that's not from here care about entertainment.
Yeah.
And that's always been an interesting thing to me.
I've been to a party recently where nobody was in entertainment, just me. I was the only one.
Are you serious?
In LA, it was like so weird. Like when I'm back home in Europe, in Germany, like this is like normal, right? But here you never go to a place and you're like the only one who's like
Where were you?
It was like friends of mine. I don't know. At an agency.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like they had like real jobs, you know? And
So
I respect it.
A lot of my Cali friends have real jobs. Like, honestly, a lot of my Cali friends look at me like I'm a celebrity.
that's what I was about to ask you. It's like, do you have friends that's not in the entertainment thing?
I do.
That's cool.
I have plenty of friends that's not in the
too.
industry. Yeah, and they look at me like, girl, like you a celebrity. Like you used to work at McDonald's when you was younger. Like, like it's crazy. I did. I used to be a manager at McDonald's when I was like 19. But yeah, so like they see from where I started. From like some people are around from middle school.
Did you give out free burgers to your friends?
I did.
Nice.
I did. I was the manager. I used to do whatever.
One thing about you're so cool. It's like you have this your vibe. It's like I don't care. And
really?
Yeah, it's so you have such a free approach to life.
Oh,
like you do.
Free bird.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I
like
love that.
I think. But why is that? Like me, for example, right? Maybe it's American culture, or maybe you can also what is it? Let me know, because you're from Europe. She's from America. I'm from Africa. So the cultures are different.
Right.
Like I can't do everything that you do, and I can't do everything that Phil does. One, I think, is because how I was raised. Two, it's the culture for us, and three, it's, I don't know if it's one of those things. Like I'm one of those people that like I don't care what people say. I really don't actually. It never affects me. But I do care what certain people say, like my parents and my family.
Yeah.
But then my parents and my family sometimes, I feel like they project what everybody else feels. So technically, I do care what everybody else feels. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's the little trick. Like a stranger, I don't care.
Right.
Because you don't know me. Because once you get to know me, you realize it's not what you was thinking. But my parents, they know me. But when they project what somebody else may feel, I'm sitting there like, but you know me.
Yeah.
It makes me like, okay, cool. Like I don't want to do things that they feel like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Phil, sometimes I feel like he also doesn't really care sometimes. I feel like he has a free vibe. Although he limits himself to certain things. I don't know why that is. But he has a freeness of him. Like he'll do a lot of things that I'm like, I can never do this. Sometimes we'll get on him, I'm like, maybe because it's a white thing. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I say that. Sometimes I do. Like I'm thinking, because all my friends are actually, it's very interesting. I have like a very diverse group of friends. Everybody's so diverse in what they do, and you just seem like you are so free. How come that is? What is that?
I love that. Thank you for that.
But is it real or a facade? Are you like home crying every other night?
Nah. I'm very blunt. So that's the thing about me. I'm a Scorpio. I'm very blunt. So, and I'm the only child. I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
Probably
but
more than that you're a Scorpio.
You said what?
But continue.
More reasons because I was Scorpio.
I feel like I know somebody else that's like an only child that has your style.
Yeah.
They're kind of somewhat free.
But you know what's crazy that you said your family? I have family from Belize on my dad's side. So they're very like traditional, but at the end of the day, my grandma has always been free. Like when we have carnival, like things like that, like we would, you know, the girls that have like the feathers and like lingerie, and we going down the street, like that's part of my tradition. Like for my dad's side of the family, my mom's side is like more like bougie, uptight, like, you know, but I've grown to not really like let that hinder me in what I do with my life choices. I would say high school, college, I was more like you. I was more like I cared what people thought, and you know, it was very important if my parents found out if I was doing something like inappropriate. But my dad, even though my dad is Belizean, like he's never really been in my life, so I really didn't give a fuck about what he thought. I cared about like what my grandparents thought. So that was those were the parents for me that were strict on that side. And then my mom, like me and my mom are like sisters, even though she's
look alike too. I've seen your mom.
Oh yeah, you see my So we've always been like sisters, but she's always been super strict on me. So I was never able to do anything. Like I couldn't play outside. I couldn't play with the neighbors. Like I couldn't do anything. She was like on me like white on rice. So I think that's what made me like a little bit more wild when I became grown, because I was like, I'm gonna be free. Like I'm gonna do me. Like I'm just gonna have fun. I don't care what anyone has to say. Like growing up, that's what I dealt with. So why deal with that as an adult when I have a choice? You know, it's all up to me at the end of the day. Like to be happy or to feel free or to just do whatever the fuck I want. And if someone has a problem, bye, you're not paying my rent.
Yeah.
Like I started looking at things like that. Like you're not helping me in my life. You're not paying my rent. You're not helping me with my daughter. I'm a single mother. Like, you know, I don't get help from her father. So it's just like, if no one's helping me in my life path, why do I care?
Okay.
I'm gonna just be me and do me and live my life and be a light to others until they piss me off.
No, it's
Eventually.
Until they piss me off.
no, and that's crazy because that's the thing. It's like you're free and with no problem. Like you don't come off. I know you have like you blunt and whatever, but it's still a very, in a way, it's kind of one of those blunts like respectful. Like it's not like you are true to who you are. That's one thing I can say. It's like you're true to who you are, right? And I think it's always been so fascinating because I'm like, I feel like I'm true to myself in a way. I do. I don't think I'm not true to myself. But like I said, like it's my mom or my dad. But like I said, my parents definitely, they did a lot for me too growing up. So that's kind of one of the reasons why I feel like, you know, I feel like what they say is like for me matters, right? And I remember one of the times I did a video. This was a long time ago. But I was doing pranks and I went crazy. I went to the beach and I did this video.
What happened?
My mom called me, right? She goes, "Have you lost your mind?"
Not her keeping up with the videos and watching.
And that's the thing. It's like my mom kind of like doesn't really watch, but when she sees something that's crazy, she hits me. I was like, okay, I gotta take the video down, and I took it down, right? But I think also I trust them because they not on me like that. Like if they say something, that means they really feel that way. But do you think it's like because you a female and I'm a guy, I can't do certain things that you can do? Like for example, right? Like you do OnlyFans.
Right.
I feel like, well, you're American too. This is culture's a thing. I'm African. I can't do it.
What? What do you mean?
Because I'm thinking, like, I'm trying to put myself. If I was to be like you, as free as you may be.
Yeah. Your parents wouldn't like it.
Well,
they'll
even if I was a girl, they wouldn't like it. Like, I'm just saying. Like, I'm just trying to think. Would it still work the same if I was American, a guy, as free as you are?
Yeah.
Really?
If you were American?
I know male
yeah.
OnlyFans models.
Really?
Yeah,
I'm actually going to a birthday tomorrow.
That's funny.
I have guys that are friends that do OnlyFans too, that are American.
Okay.
And it works.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's no, because I'm very
It's mostly
impressed.
for the gay community, right? Because girls, they don't pay.
Don't say that. I hate when people say that. It's
What?
not.
Wait, what?
I don't think, because, okay, I have male friends, and I have a male friend that wants to start an OnlyFans, right? And he feels like it's for the gay community. Like, gay men are going to follow him, and they're going to be the only ones paying for him. Okay, so that's true. There are going to be a few gay men that are there that's going to be tipping the hell out of you, paying your bills. But at the end of the day, it's still a lot of girls that trick, like, that are just like, if you guys don't know what tricks are, it's like people that like to spend money on other people.
Girls trick?
Yes. Oh my God. I have stripper homeboys that are strippers.
I mean,
male strippers.
I hear
and
a sugar
so
moms.
many girls that go in the club and spend their check on these dudes.
And those are
Like-
just females?
Yes.
So basically Sims, but female version.
Yeah. That's why I like to say tricks.
Girls,
Like,
hold on.
we say
hold
that
on,
in Cali.
on.
Tricks.
Women. I mean, I know there's a thing. The way you made it seem like it's a high percentage of women that trick because.
Oh, it's a big percentage.
I mean, I know
Big
there's
percentage.
a few, you know, I feel like, but there's
No.
really like that, like men.
Yeah, because it's embarrassing for women, so nobody's bragging about it.
It's not, men
But-
don't get points for bragging about it either. So,
So nobody's bragging about
but in
it.
men's situation, like, it's more open. Like, you could like, for example, right? Like, why do you think OnlyFans is so successful? Is it because of females or men? Why do you think it's so successful? Who's the demographic that's bigger on OnlyFans?
I would say females.
Creators or consumers?
Oh.
That's why the consumer is the reason why.
Oh, the men is the reason why this
OnlyFans is a business,
is popping.
right?
Yeah.
Right. So that's what I'm saying.
It's the men.
Are automatically expected. Some men are, they will simp and stuff that people know.
Yeah.
And it's like, they might throw like insult at you, but it's like, it doesn't stop you, right? But a female tricking and stuff, that's something.
Yes.
We usually say like a sugar mom, like usually they expect to be like older.
That's pretty much what that
stuff.
is.
Really?
Yeah. Because you have women that are like sugar mamas. You have women that are not attractive. And then you have women that are attractive and they just like to spend money on fine looking men.
That's crazy.
Because they like feeling like a boss. Like it's a lot of boss females out here now. Like, have y'all been asleep?
No, I mean, I know they got money, but I give them credit for their own thing. I'm like, y'all got your own thing, and y'all, because a lot of times when you see it, a lot of times too, they advertise like, I'm a boss chick, and I have my money, and I don't need no man. That's kind of like how they usually kind of correlate some of it, and it's always been interesting to me. I'm like, why do you have to not need a man because you got money?
I feel like I don't like that.
If they got money.
I don't like that because
you don't like what?
I feel like I've been independent for the past 7 years, honestly. Since I haven't been with my child's father, and we were engaged, and we were together for like 5 years. So, I feel like me being independent made me realize how strong I am as a woman and as a mother. So that's beautiful. But I would never say I don't need a man. I need a man for several things. I need a man to build the stuff in my house. I need a man to help me with like a lot of things. Like, just, I don't want to name too much, but I'm just saying, like, I feel like I do need a man. Like, I need that partner, and that's important. So when women say that, it kind of like ruins the whole thing of being independent. When a woman says they're independent, it's automatically a turnoff for other guys because they be like, oh, she's independent. Another one of these girls that's talking about they don't need a man. And it's like, no, like, I'm just saying I'm independent.
Right.
I want a man. I need a man.
So question, this is good.
Well, guys are the same thing. Like, they feel strong. They're like, oh, I don't need the woman to be happy. You know?
Yeah, I get that,
There's
but
nothing wrong with needing someone.
What's wrong with that? Yeah, when guys are around their homeboys and they like, oh, yeah, I don't need love, or I don't want to be lovey-dovey with my girl around the boys. Like, what's wrong with that?
I would never brag like that.
Especially if she's beautiful, like with a beautiful heart and soul. Like, why not? Why you can't brag about her to your homies?
Okay, so question. If you have a dude, would you want him making more money than you, or you making more money than him?
Oh, that's a good question. Honestly, I would want my man to make more money than me.
But what if you make more money than him?
That's fine too, because we're still partners.
Right.
So I feel like if it's all coming into one household, it doesn't matter because I'm bougie. Like, the house gonna be nice. We're gonna be coming together with what we want, how we want the house to look. So collectively, we're still gonna get what we want.
So what if he's broke, makes $20,000?
Oh, hell no. You can't be broke. You gotta at least be close to what I'm making or on the same level.
What if you...
Like, you can't just be no broke nigga. I might as well go back to my baby daddy.
But no.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, but what about the other way around? Like, would you be okay with being broke and being with a rich man?
That's never gonna happen because I'm too much of a, like...
Hustler.
Yeah, I'm a hustler. I'm a boss. Like, I'm a mother. So I can't see myself doing that personally. Other women do that, and I've seen it.
Been broke and you've been with a successful
Yeah,
man?
of course. Yeah.
So
Shit, I was fresh out of college. I was broke, and the guy wanted me, but he knew my goals and what I was working towards. Like, I was never just broke and didn't have no goals or dreams and nothing that I was doing to like set up my future. I've never been that broke girl. That's just like chilling, I'm broke and I'm not doing nothing to make it better. Like, that's different. If you have that type of female, no.
But what if the guy is in the same boat? Like, he's broke and he's maybe been, because the thing about being broke, you can't put like a time frame on it sometimes. You can have like a, you don't want to be broke too long. You can be working towards something. But what if the guy is like, he's on a come up, working, trying to figure it out, and
that's
obviously
different.
It's still, but that's what I'm saying. It's like.
But that's up to me. Do I believe in him? Am I going to work hard to be there to support him for his dreams? Yeah. I've done that with two different guys, and I wasted a lot of time.
But you wouldn't do that again?
No, I'm not. I'm not doing that no more. I've done it before.
it's the what is it? What they call it? 3 is the lucky charm or something.
I feel like if he's the one, he'll come back into my life and my path. If everything's written, so if he's meant to be my husband, he's gonna come in my path when we're both ready, and that could be one of my exes. You never know.
No, that's very interesting.
Okay,
what I want to know.
One of your exes. What's your body count?
What?
Give me a shot. Garcon, I need a shot. And I'm just like,
You get a shot of water.
shut the fuck up. He's trying to get these titties hot. Guess.
You want me to guess?
Yes.
So you want me to judge you publicly?
You know what's funny though? Before we get on that, one thing I really dislike is like when the fans judge me because I have OnlyFans. And they think like, okay, we're going to go back to the conversation we had earlier when I said I was celibate for 2 months, right? Mm-hmm. People didn't believe me. The conversation was dry. It was just, oh, you thought you was come over here and get some pussy? Like, no. So it's just like, don't judge a book by its cover just because like I'm a free, like, seductive as female. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, like that's just me naturally. Okay. So that doesn't mean I want to fuck you. I'm sorry to be cussing like this.
It's okay.
That doesn't mean I want to have sex with you because I have OnlyFans.
Right.
And you came over here and you think that you're just going to add to my body count.
Okay. In their defense, mm-hmm. Most guys who are subscribed, because I was having this conversation actually with I forgot what I was having. I was like, I don't know how I feel about looking at my bank statement and seeing I'm subscribed to OnlyFans. I did. Right? I was like thinking about that. I was gonna make a skit about it too.
Oh my God.
I was like, I don't know how I feel as a dude looking at my bank statement and say somewhere, oh man, you paid $9.99 monthly for OnlyFans. I'm like,
why not? It's just another subscription.
But that's the thing. Why OnlyFans is so successful when porn is free? I mean, I get it. You following somebody specific. I think that's one of the reasons. Is because the porn stars, you don't really feel like you care for them at all.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-mm. Versus OnlyFans people, you feel like you know these people somehow, whether it's through content or something you've seen, it makes you follow the person, which I get that part, right? Mm-hmm. But I think a lot of people who subscribe to OnlyFans or know somebody from OnlyFans, a lot of times they don't see more than sex from that person. So that's why when they maybe approach you, the conversation is automatically a sexual, conversation in a way, or that's how they think, based on what you were saying. Like you said, the guys that they see you, they come over and they just they don't want to talk. You know what I'm saying? They just think they can just hit it that day. Yeah.
Like it doesn't happen a lot, but it's happened a couple of times. Mm-hmm. So I feel like, if it's on that level, then it's just like, okay, forget who I am as a person. You just looking at me for what I do. Mm-hmm. So if we're looking at each other for what you do, then it's like, okay, I'm over here for what you do. So are you going to do for me what you do for a living? Or are you going to come over here and get to know me? And going to see how I am as a person? So if you over here just for that, where's the bag? Where's my money? Then it gets awkward, right? So don't come over here talking about something you thought because of what I do for a living. That's not who I am as a person. Mm-hmm. I'm an actress, I'm a model, I'm a singer, I'm a dancer. Just because I do OnlyFans doesn't mean that's what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life.
It's just like you're inviting, or you have a date, he's coming over and he's a plumber. You don't expect him to fix your
Exactly. Hey, get to work.
Yeah.
I came over here for a date. I have issues. Can you get to work?
Yeah, same thing.
Like, that's rude. Like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
If I'm not showing you that's where it is, let it work, like, lead up to that. Because you still being disrespectful in a way if you do that, Yeah. But unless I'm giving you hints or I'm feeling that comfortable around you and I know you, but if I don't know you, like, chill.
So question, this might be one of my finals, but it's a good one, I think. So you do OnlyFans, you have a child. I've always wondered, how does that conversation go?
With my child?
Yeah.
Mommy has to do what she has to do. So if this is a way of me taking care of myself and my daughter without having help, with her father or putting him on child support or asking my parents for help or anything like that, like fully being independent, that's my choice. And if I'm going to turn this money into my businesses that's going to help her, for example, I want to open up a dance studio. It's going to be in her name. You know, so I want her to have like money, like generational, you know, wealth. So with that being said, if I had to sacrifice myself to do what I had to do, that's mommy's story.
So question. No, this is question. So basically, she understands that. Does she understand?
Yeah, she knows.
She understands that. Now
She's very mature.
No, I know. I met you. She's cool.
Yeah, she
I like
know.
her.
I don't hide anything.
She has
from
a
my
personality kind of like you.
She does.
She does. I met her.
Hers is worse than mine. She's really nonchalant. Like
she's really kind of. She has it. No, the question is because you know we live in society, right? When people get picked on, bullied, all these things, right? How do you teach her to handle a situation when somebody's harassing her about what her mom do? Like, how do you tell her to handle that situation? How'd that go?
Well, we haven't
experienced that yet.
We haven't experienced that yet, but we have
she's
experienced.
Gonna be in high school eventually.
Right.
Right.
I feel like when we get to that point, I'm gonna tell her to handle it in the most calming way, because if someone is gonna judge your mom, like it's gonna happen regardless. They could judge me off of my YouTube videos. Like most of her friends look at me like I'm a celebrity because they look at my YouTube videos.
Right.
So like that's cool because she's in elementary. But once it goes to middle school and high school, it's gonna be a more challenging conversation. But I feel like the way my daughter is, she's very understanding, and whatever I teach her, she runs with it and adds to it in the most positive way. So I think she would like ignore it, but she would be bothered by it, but she knows who her mother is regardless. So hopefully it's not where, you know, she has to get into a fight or something like that. Like I hope it doesn't become violent or anything like that. But for the most part, tell them to mind their business.
Yeah, and
I mean, once she gets older, her friends are getting older, start jerking off to her content. You know, this is like stuff she has to deal with. Then,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
It's challenging.
yeah.
It's challenging, but at the end of the day, I know that that's what comes with it. Just like my content being put on Pornhub or something like that for free, and then I have to get my team to take it down and things like that. So if it's on a platform, it should stay on that platform. Now, when people get private videos, they're the ones that take it beyond the platform. So if a kid doesn't have an OnlyFans, there's no reason why they should be seeing my content. And why are you going to OnlyFans anyway? Where's your parents?
Well, that's the thing. It's like
why are you on that app?
But kids these days, they trust me. They better than us with technology. Cause
I know.
I don't know. My mom friends are funny. I don't know if she watched the podcast.
What?
But her son got the report card, photoshopped it to all gray.
Oh yeah, we've been doing that.
So they kind of know how to do all these things. I'm just wondering, like, I was so stupid. I could have done that. I didn't do nothing.
You didn't do that back then?
I didn't know how to do
you was a
that.
good boy.
I don't know how to use Photoshop.
Oh my gosh.
But-
I've always been a techie girl.
Yeah. So last question, I guess. We don't know what's gonna be around, like let's say 10 years from now, 15. But let's say OnlyFans has become something else, because they always do the same thing, different name and thing. And let's say she decides she wants to go that career path. How do you advise her to, or you tell her, hey,
No.
you can do something else?
She's not doing it.
She's not doing it.
I'm sacrificing myself for her not to go down that path.
How you think you can make her not do it? Because your mom and you had kind of somewhat of a conversation where maybe she didn't want you to do it and you did it. And now your daughter, because you know how they say things come full circle. How do you stop her from doing it?
I mean, if it does come around, everything comes, you know, in full circle. If it comes around and she's of age, I would say 21 to 25. I really don't have a say-so in that, you know, but at the end of the day, I'm going to teach her and mold her because she's 11 years old. I've already molded her into the little woman that she is now. So, and I'm doing a damn good job because
No, I met your daughter. She's
it's
cool.
a lot of little girls out here that be wearing clothes that's crazy, dresses different weaves, hairstyles. I don't do that with my kid. I keep my kid as a kid. You know what I mean? So with that being said, for me to see that I can still do that in society right now with TikTok and all this stuff, I can continue that with her being in middle school and high school and continue to have my hands fully on her to make sure she's a boss. She's a hustler. That's what she's going to see. She's not going to see, oh, my mom's on OnlyFans. Oh, I'm going to do it too. She's going to see what's on the outside, what I show her. When I'm doing OnlyFans, she sleep. I'm in a room on a pole. She sleep. Yes, she does see that I have a pole in my room. Is that any of her business? No, it's not. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I know for a fact what I'm going to do to mold my child into being who I know she is. She already wants to act. She already wants to. So she's in that lane. I'm going to make sure she stay buried in that lane. So, I mean, when she's an adult, if she feels like she wants to do that, I'll give her advice and let her know certain things. But at the end of the day, I don't see it happening. Yeah. Because there's no reason for her to. I didn't have an outlet. I didn't have people that could take care of me. I didn't have money. You know what I mean? So that's not going to be a struggle for her. So my hunger is different than hers. Because she's not going to have that hunger. Right. So there's no reason for you to be doing it unless you're just trying to be rebellious. Yeah. You don't need to do it. I needed to do it to be my own investor for my career and for my kid. Because I'm a young mother, you know? So, yeah.
You're saying you sacrifice yourself so she doesn't have to, right?
Right.
Is it much of a sacrifice for you? Like from 1 to 10, how unhappy does it make you?
It doesn't make me unhappy at all.
So
it actually makes
like a sacrifice.
It's a sacrifice because of the backlash that I get from it. So with the men, you know, degrading me, or the men that's coming at me foul in my DMs, or feeling like they could talk to me any type of way, or
people like me, right?
Shut up. Yeah, like you. No, guys like that, I had to learn how to numb myself. Because back then when I first started, I would cry. I was sad. I would cry a lot, and it was very kind of depressing. So I guess that's why I would say sacrifice. But I learned, if you don't learn how to have tough skin in the industry, period, you're not going to survive. So if you think, oh, I'm just going to do OnlyFans because people are making money and, you know, no, it's a downside to it as well. Like you getting exposed. I had a lot of family members that ended up finding my videos, and I cried, and it was so embarrassing. On my mom's side, I have 6 uncles. She has 6 brothers. They found out. That shit was fucking embarrassing. I was devastated. I didn't go to my grandma's house for like 2 months because I didn't want to see anybody because I was embarrassed. So things like that, it was really messed up. So that's the sacrifice that I meant. But I learned how to grow past it. Once people understand this is what you're doing to make your money, you've never been late on rent, you've never been kicked out, things like that, they see that you're responsible with that, you know, then it's more of a respect thing. It's like, oh, I can't really judge her because she's not, her and her daughter never been homeless or never been put out or never, you know, because I'm handling things on my own. So it makes sense.
I mean, I respect, like I said, for me, like I said, I respect you because, like I said, you are true to self. Like you literally are true to self. And it's so interesting because I think when people are true to self, then it's easier to do whatever you do. You know what I'm saying? Now everything you do it don't matter if you like a person that's giving people advice, you're gonna get backlash. There's some people gonna be like, why are you giving this type of advice?
True.
You can't satisfy everyone, which I understand, you know. I always, like I said, I wonder, because I grew up in different culture, like I can never even consider. Like,
I know.
I can never think about it, you know.
Right.
And Phil does things that I can never even do too.
Yeah.
You know, and he works perfect, because me, I respect the way he lives life. He respect the way I live life. I respect the way you live life. Like I respect people the way they live. You know what I'm saying? And like I said,
as long as you don't harm anyone with your
yeah,
right.
Exactly.
That's
if
it.
Anybody, I stopped a lot of people from committing suicide. Yeah. Because I talk to people, like I treat everybody like they're my boyfriends. Like a lot, no, for real.
That's a boyfriend experience.
No, seriously, a lot of girls don't do that. Like that's the trick. I'm giving y'all some free game right now. A lot of girls don't do that. They feel like, oh, you're a bad bitch. You're supposed to be mean and just bossy, and that's dominatrix. You're not supposed to do that to people in real life. Like real, you know, I mean, I'm not saying they're not real people, but I'm just saying, like, if that's your fetish, cool. But a lot of people just want to be loved, and they just want to be treated right. They want to be asked, how was your day? How you feeling? You want a video? You feeling good? You know, things like that. Like, people don't get that on a regular.
Yeah, people want comfort too.
Yeah. So I really like help a lot of people. So all this judgment stuff that people have to say because a lot of other girls make it look bad. It's girls like me that are literally here that's passionate. I care. Like,
What would you say is the difference between? Well, I kind of know the difference, but I feel like they have categories in this. From OnlyFans to porn, like what's the difference? Because sometimes you can do porn without actually like having sex with the person, right? Because there's different styles.
right.
What would you say is the difference? Besides one, obviously you controlling everything, and they don't probably have agency and things, right? Just from the creative aspect, what would you consider the difference?
I feel like the difference is to give you, okay, YouTube, right? And a big network. YouTube, like we said earlier, you're free to do whatever you want. You're free to be creative. You're free to do whatever content you want, right?
Or not doing content you want.
Right. And then a network, you just go in for work and you have to do what they tell you. That's the same thing with porn. Porn is a network. You go in, you get tested, you got to do what you got to do. You don't have a choice. If you have to have sex with an ugly dude and a girl on the side, you have to do it. This is your job. So when it comes to OnlyFans, you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. You don't have to have sex with nobody. You don't have to be nude. You don't have to do anything. If you want your content to be just sexual, like adult content, we could literally do a skit right here. And then say I take my pants off and I just have a one-piece on, right? That would be considered a ban for YouTube. On OnlyFans, you're not getting banned, but we're still getting good content out there with having fun. Like, it could be a podcast right now, and I'm like, oh my gosh, and I might have some nipple covers, and I'll take my titties out with my nipple covers on. Do that on OnlyFans. That's OnlyFans content. Can you do that on a porn site and that's it? No, you cannot. On OnlyFans, you can do whatever you want. It doesn't have to be sex. It doesn't have to be this. It doesn't have to be that, because that's what other people are doing. It could literally be whatever you want it to be.
So it's exclusive content. Yeah.
Right.
So-
you just have to have your fans.
You're
That's
so
it.
talented. You really are. Even the singing stuff just threw me off today because I didn't even know this. No, you're very talented, and I think that's what a lot of people struggle with. They don't have natural talent. Not saying that people are not talented, or they don't know what the talent is, because sometimes you
Right.
can be talented and not know what your talent is.
That's true.
And then some people are talented, but they lack skills in order to, complement the talent, right?
True.
I look at myself more so like somebody that kind of learns skills. I don't think I have talent. And
I think you have both.
I think my talent is not natural. I think I work on it to learn. Like, I don't consider myself a good actor. I think I'm good at what
You
I
did
do.
tell me that. Why?
Because I know what I can't do. That's the thing. It's like I do what I know how to do, but I don't go do what I don't know how to do. That's why I don't consider myself like a good actor in a way, right? I think I'm good enough though.
I think you are too.
I think with training I can get better.
Yeah.
But like, for example, like OnlyFans and stuff, I feel like you're so talented. Like, you could do so many things, right? I feel like OnlyFans, like, because like you said, so many things you can do on OnlyFans. That's not like, you don't have to be always sex, right?
Right.
But like, what made you choose that one instead of other things you could do? Like, you could sing, you could act, like you could literally. I was having this conversation with Phil one time. I was like, you're one of the top actresses that I work with, because you are really good with acting. I don't know if you know that.
Thank you.
I mean, you probably do.
I do.
But
Thank you.
What made you choose that specific content versus like all these other talents that you have that you can actually use instead?
I feel like all my other talents that I use are used for those specific things. I'm acting, so I'm gonna continue to express myself and be talented in that realm. Like, I'm gonna stay in that lane. So OnlyFans for me is me to have an outlet to be seductive, fully free. So I'm already doing the other things. I'm already talented in those other things. So when I'm in that lane, I'm fully in that lane. I'm not going to go to OnlyFans to sing when I can go to the studio to sing. I'm not going to go to OnlyFans to act when I could go to YouTube and do a whole series. Or, because I want people to focus on that. I don't want people to come to my OnlyFans and be like, oh, let me just go look at her skits here and not go to my YouTube. Like, because they're so infatuated with my skits on OnlyFans, it's gonna mess up everything else on these apps, or it's gonna, like, you know, just gonna take away from the content that I'm doing over here. That's why I do that personally.
Okay.
I feel like if a person is just acting and then they're just like, oh, I'm gonna go on OnlyFans and do skits, like, that's cool because that's your lane. You might not be comfortable enough to show your body, or you might not be comfortable enough to, like, get freaky. But if it's an app to do that because it's an adult app, do it. Like, I'm a Scorpio. I let my Scorpio free on that app because I feel like, you know, and in the beginning I wasn't doing like sexual content like that.
Okay.
I kept it real, like I played it real smart, and it was like levels because I want the audience to make me feel like they're getting me out of my comfort zone. They're making me do something I usually don't do. Little do y'all know, I was already on different apps doing this, low key. They just thought your girl was innocent, and I was creeping my way in. So they didn't know. I was already a pro.
That's funny.
I already knew how to talk to people. I already knew how to, you know, make people feel good.
Yeah.
So it wasn't hard for me. You know, it was already there. But
Yeah. No,
yeah.
I feel it.
So for every platform is for each talent for me. I don't want to put myself in a box. So I'm not putting all my talents on OnlyFans for that specific reason. That's why I don't do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. How you feel about the YouTube space today with skits and content? Like, how you feel about it today? Because I feel like it changed a lot, right? When
I'm kind of
3-4
annoyed
years
about
ago.
it.
Why?
Because I feel like, not to be mean, but I feel like we were the ones that were doing like the big content and just the creative ideas. And since like Reels and all this stuff happened, like TikTok, I feel like everybody's trying to like jump on the bandwagon and do the same thing. And it's like, some people are really talented and have good ideas, but it takes away from us. And it's kind of annoying to me because it's like, okay, I mean, but they know who we are and they've been here and they're not going anywhere. But it's just for in order for us to get new people and more people in, it's just like a little bit harder.
I think they challenge us to create something new. I've recently been doing that with myself. I realized I like making skits, but I think more people, because when people come in, they see something that's working, they try to mimic it because they think it's easy to do. Sometimes it's easy to copy, right? Because you can copy something that somebody created already and do it. But I think if everyone does the same thing, the next thing to do is to really challenge yourself and kind of find something new, you know?
Right.
Because I think the problem is, like, everybody, like you said, does do the same thing. So I think it's time to like challenge that box and kind of
Go outside the box.
Expand, exactly.
Yeah.
And just because that's what I've been doing lately. I've been challenging. I mean, look at me, I'm doing a podcast now. I'm starting to do kids content. I'm gonna probably hit you up about your daughter because
let me know.
Yeah.
She acts. Yeah.
Okay, I'm definitely.
She's done a couple of skits.
Yeah,
she'll
so
be ready.
I forget she has a daughter because I'm always talking to Phil about kids because I've been recruiting kids. So I'm about to start.
I got one at the house.
And then y'all live right next to each other, so we can pull up there and not have to come here.
Exactly.
So I'm trying to like create new things where I kind of don't box myself, and I think that kind of helps me expand. You know, we even did horror recently. We shot some new horrors.
Oh, I
that
love
we're working
horror.
on. So
I want to do more of that.
let's do it.
Yes, I want to get more into horror. That's fun.
That's the thing with those skits. Like, people create like 5-6 skits a week, you know. And people ask me, why don't you do that, you know? Because I know
so annoying.
I know I could,
Yeah.
but I like to put more thought into my short films, you know?
Yeah.
But the problem is because I'm an original filmmaker, so I'm not that much into YouTube.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to find like the happy medium between creating like good content I'm used to from like films and cinema,
Yeah.
but also on like a regular basis, you know, maybe once a week or so.
Yeah.
But you know, you have to put a lot of content out there to get caught by the algorithm to
You do.
blow up your content.
You do.
So it's like
Yeah.
I'm like in between those chairs, and I try to figure that out.
Yeah. I think I'm in the same place with that because I used to post a lot of reels like weekly, and then I would do different content for my YouTube, and then I would do different content for my TikTok. But then it became like overwhelming because I'm like doing different content on all these different apps. Like, so I had to, like, I have a schedule at home with my sticky notes. With my sticky notes. Yeah, it works, right?
I got the sticky notes. Sometimes I stick them around. You got to see it sometimes.
Yes, I want to see. Y'all, the sticky notes work. Because if it wasn't for my sticky notes, oh my God, I would be so like scattered at the brain.
Yeah.
And I don't like that.
Yeah.
I like to know like just a little bit more structured to know what my week is looking like, what am I doing? Because there's so many apps we have to juggle a week. Like literally, and we have to post on each app weekly.
That's the stress I'll be having sometimes, and I'm looking for somebody to literally do that, just like hire you. But then sometimes they don't know how to do it the way you would do it. So that's the really problem of hiring somebody. It's like editing almost for me. It's like because the comedy is also deals with the editing because you have to cut at the right time, the right reaction, the right everything for it to work.
And you know what you want.
Exactly.
That's the same thing with me. Like with my cameraman, we would edit together because he was like, "Oh, I can edit it for you, but you don't know what I want."
Exactly.
That doesn't make sense. So we literally have to sit down together. Like I pre-edit it and just get the clips lined up, like of how I want it to be shot. Like a rough draft. Yeah. Because sometimes we would shoot backwards, so I would have to like put it in order, and then once he gets there, then we'll just like do the transitions together and like how where I would want it to end or begin, or like how I want the intro to look, and like so it's like you have to do it with that person.
There's slates, you know, in the script, so the editor can see those things.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, true, but
we're not all the way there. Sometimes, like I mean, even those things require other people to do certain things. So you just finesse the best you can. You know, here we have that issue sometimes. Sometimes I be sitting out like, damn, we didn't really get no way to synchronize in the sound. So it's like,
I know, but that's the beauty of filming.
I enjoy it. You know, sometimes it's very stressful, but overall, I have nothing bad about it. I asked you earlier if somebody wanted to do this, would you recommend it? I don't know how I feel about it anymore. I used to say yes. I used to recommend everybody. I remember I called my whole family. I was like, y'all should start social media. I swear. But that changed so much now, only because I feel like since, I don't want to say it's easy for me to do, only because I do it every day. So it's like, obviously second nature. Yeah. But what's easy to do is also easy not to do.
That's true.
So I've also learned that. So like you say, it just depends on the person. If you are a person who actually wants to learn and do it and think, yeah, I'm all for it. Like, go. And even then, it's like, I think sometimes you be motivating people to do it, and then they want you to do the whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm like,
no. Like, I'm not giving you the ideas. I'm not doing this for you. I was just telling you, like, this is something you should do.
Yeah.
That's why I said it depends on the person, because you're not going to force nobody.
Yeah, I know so many filmmakers, you know, who still have this mindset that YouTube and social media, this is like for amateurs, so we do the big cinema, you know.
Yeah.
What are you doing at home right now? You're just waiting for a phone call to get work, you know.
Exactly.
So, and those are very talented people. Why don't you just put it on social media? What do you have to lose, you know? Just today I uploaded a video about that. Like, you're an artist, like you as an influencer, people always think, okay, you have to be in front of the camera and talk to the camera or like act. You don't have to, you know, you can just put your art out there. Like if you draw, just put your drawings, you know, like speed drawings or whatever. Like there's like so many ways.
That's what Amazon
on the different platforms you can show what you do. Yeah. Without being uncomfortable in front of the camera.
And being seen. Yeah.
Because it's not for everyone. You know?
It's not, and that's fine. But I think we take that chance, and a lot of people are jealous about that. Just to be honest, because they like, how did they take that chance and I didn't? Like, it's just about that's the first step, taking a chance. Like, you really gotta trust in God, though. You really just gotta like.
There's always gonna be someone.
Like, okay, I'm just gonna, you know,
what you do.
Leap of faith.
You manifest them.
I'm a big believer of that.
Manifesting,
yeah.
If you work towards it, though.
I believe
in affirmations only if you put in the work. Otherwise, I think they're like delusional sometimes, because you can't say. I think you also have to affirm the truth. Like, for example, I think if your affirmation says, you can't say I'm gonna get money, Because if you don't have money and you're not working towards getting money, it's just like you have to affirm the truth. So that's my thing about affirmations. I feel like if I'm broke, I'm gonna say I'm broke, but tomorrow I'm get better. You know what I'm saying?
I think you should speak whatever. I mean, the universe is very powerful. So whatever you speak into existence is like, it has a lot to do with the power of the tongue. And a lot of people don't understand that. So that's another form of the law of attraction and manifestation. If you don't believe it mentally and with your tongue, it's not going to happen regardless. So you have to first be a believer, just like believing in Jesus. If you don't believe in God, how are you praying every day if you're not working towards something? And you can't just pray and you think you're just about to get blessed.
Yeah, I'm a big disbeliever of all that. Like, big disbeliever. Every time somebody tells me, I manifest, I'm like, okay, whatever, you're stupid. That's what I'm thinking, right? But then I was talking to my other friend, and they are strong believers to those things, and they told me, what do you have to lose? You know, just try it.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking to myself, I'm such an idiot for trying, but okay, I'm trying. Okay, I want to be more successful. I want this. I want health, whatever.
Yeah.
So I started talking to myself that way, trying to be positive mindset. And fucking positive things starting to happening, man. It's just scary.
See?
What the fuck? You know, it's
I mean,
like
if you tell yourself I'm gonna have a bad day before your day starts, you're definitely gonna have a bad day.
Yeah.
So it's like I feel like it's almost part of attitude too. It's like because it deals with your attitude. Like if I walk in here right now and say, "Man, I know it's nothing good is gonna happen," I'm looking for every reason why nothing good is gonna happen.
Exactly,
So
and you gonna get it.
Yeah. So sometimes you got
Yeah, that's
well,
true.
I
So
still
what do
don't
you
believe
feel?
in the universe, why there you have this all energies and stuff is happening. It's just scary, you know.
Yeah.
And sometimes I say stupid things and just to shock people. He always tells me I like to shock people. Like what I say, because I don't believe in God, right?
Okay.
And just to prove my point in front of a religious person, I was like, God, if you really exist, kill me, you know?
Oh my God.
So God didn't kill me that day.
Don't do that.
God didn't kill me that day.
Yes, He will.
But I got a flat on my way home. I hit a rim. I don't know where the rim came from, but I got a flat.
See?
So someone was punishing me.
I believe.
So
in
you
God.
don't believe
I know
in
what
God
he's
or the
talking
devil?
about.
I don't believe in nothing. I think we're just bacteria, you know. And so
That's
bacteria is
interesting.
just, you know, you don't look at an ant and think, okay, they have a God, you know.
So what do you believe in?
Phil
So you just wake up and just be like,
Evolution.
Phil
you know?
thinks,
do you believe in yourself?
Sure.
Okay.
But I also know
Could be your own God.
that all that doesn't matter because it's going to be like for hundreds of thousands of years it's going to just keep going, and all my little problems are not real problems because somebody else had those same problems, you know, and
True.
somebody before that, and it all really doesn't matter. So the only thing which does matter is live your life to the fullest and be a good person to others, and make this time we all share together, make it as comfortable and nice as possible.
I disagree. My message
At least
is
you're
I
positive
believe
with
in
it.
God
Yeah,
and
me
I
too.
pray, but my religion is I'm Muslim. So I pray 5 times a day and I believe in God and I don't care what Phil said.
Yeah,
That's his message.
I get it because you believe there is an afterlife. So
Yeah, I believe
you
in
have-
afterlife,
you have
for
to,
sure.
You have to prepare for that.
Yeah.
I don't believe in that. You know.
So you don't believe in multi-dimensions or anything like that? So where do you think you go when you die?
Gone.
He
Where
think
do you
that's
think
it.
an ant goes after?
No, he
Like
think
you're an
that's it.
ant. Like that's it.
Yeah, when you squeeze a bug, where do you think that goes?
I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but this is just very interesting. I believe in God.
You see what I mean? Our perspective, everything is different.
Yeah,
I respect
I
wherever it is.
definitely. I'm spiritual. I'm a very spiritual person. I believe in God. I believe in the universe. I believe in guardian angels, ancestors, spirit guides. So a lot of that intertwines with my life. So I would never say I'm a manifester, but I don't believe in God because it's a lot of people that do that. They think the universe is different from God. The universe is what we live in. God is how we got here. That's how I look at it. But yeah, a lot of things of like with me manifesting and, you know, connecting with my ancestors and people that were here before me. I've seen a lot in this lifetime. I don't know if you've ever seen spirits or demons or the devil
Like in
or
person?
yeah.
No.
Yeah, so that's a gift that people have. So it's easier for them to make people like you believe in things like that, because it's actually real. And like, it's things that we really experience, like in this lifetime, in this like spirituality within like real time. Like that happens.
I just believe that people want to see those things because they look for a sign. They need
No.
a purpose to keep going.
It doesn't work like that. Like I never, when I was a kid, I didn't want to see those things. I didn't want to see spirits or have one of my family members pass away and I see their spirit. I didn't want to see those things. I asked God for me not to see those things. I knew that I had a gift, but I didn't want to endure those things and have to cry all the time. And, you know, that's traumatizing, but, you know, I didn't ask for that. It just happened for me because of how I was raised and, you know, the religion that's in my family as well, too. So, I don't knock you for that. Like, I don't judge you for, like, what your beliefs are, but I just want to let you know that it is real from somebody that's actually experienced a lot. And we could talk about this for a long time because there's a lot of stuff that goes in it, but yeah, I'm just going to leave it there.
All right.
But you always have to respect each other for
I respect you and your viewpoint of life because that's how you live your life, and I respect you as a person. So.
What would this life be if we were all just judging each other for each other's beliefs?
Oh, we got that.
Being Muslim, being Catholic, being whatever. It's like we're all human in the end.
Yeah, I have Muslim family on my mom's side.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, so they don't believe in Christmas. They don't believe in holidays, all of that. Like, you know, so, but I wasn't raised on that. My mom, she was like, I'm not gonna do that for my child. That's how she was raised, but she didn't do that for me. Like, she let me enjoy just living the American life.
That's funny. Anyway, thank you guys. Thank you, Shira, for being here.
Thank you. I had fun.
Man, we had fun too.
I learned a lot about y'all.
I learned so much about you. I need to go rewrite my content. Some singing stuff. I didn't know we could have been that Shira singing. Thank you guys for watching that. If you like it, do me a favor, drop a comment, drop a like. It's free to subscribe, so make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode.